Welcome to Your Huron Valley Chamber Today, a new show highlighting the good things happening at local businesses and organizations. This show will highlight both new members and longtime members of the Chamber of Commerce. Your host is Jack Shubatowski, President and CEO of Huron Valley State Bank. Jack is a graduate of Huron Valley Schools, a Chamber board member, and a longtime supporter of the Huron Valley area. And now, your host, Jack.
Good morning. I'm Jack Shubatowski, and we've got a great show planned for you today. We're going to be out on location at 3 different local businesses, and of course we're starting the morning at a coffee shop, the newest coffee shop in White Lake, Mugs Coffee and Grub. From there we'll be visiting with Dave and Renee Ellis at Ellis Brothers Collision in Milford, and we're going to be wrapping up the day at the Milford Independent Cinema, which is a fabulous facility. I think you're really going to enjoy today's show. Well, with things opening up in restaurants and such, it's really a treat to be out on site today at White Lake's newest coffee shop. It's Mugs Coffee and Grub, and we're here with the proprietor, Mal Hesson. And Mal, we certainly appreciate your time this morning, and thank you for inviting us over.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming out. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. So you've got a great location here, and the store has a really good feel to it. Tell us about the business.
Well, it's organic coffee shop. We try to do more of an Italian style coffee opposed to the big box store. Just try to have a nice family atmosphere, a little bit of a, I guess, industrial look going, and the plaza's been great. The area's been great. White Lake's been great to us, so.
Wonderful. So while we were setting up here, I heard somebody come in and say, you have the best coffee in town. And so what makes your coffee so good?
All our coffee is organic. I feel like that does make a difference in the taste of the coffee. They're all roasted by top-notch roasters, one out of Plymouth, one out of the state of Washington. We spent a lot of time selecting the beans that we were going to use here. And kind of a bit of a coffee snob, I guess, so it took a little while to find beans that I like, but I feel like we found some good ones.
Well, and the customers seem to respond to that as well.
They do, yeah. We get that a lot, so
yeah,
makes us feel good that other people enjoy it as well.
Well, you've mentioned organic coffees, and tell us what is an organic coffee, and then maybe a little background on how you got into the into the coffee business.
All right. Well, yeah. Organic coffee is just going to be the way that it was grown and processed, without chemicals, without pesticides and stuff like that. There's a few reasons why we chose to do that. One is the taste. I feel like you can definitely notice the taste in an organic coffee to others. There's small notes that you'll get in coffee that you're going for, and you'll pick up everything that it was grown in. It does. The coffee bean will hold in a lot of flavors. It depends on the soil it's grown in. It'll change the flavor of it from country to country, origin to origin. So I guess it'd be silly to think that, the fertilizers, the chemicals, everything you put on it doesn't affect the taste of it. I feel like it does. And then with coffee, there's only a small band of area that can grow coffee. And the more chemicals and the more stuff we use to grow the coffee, the less of a footprint we have to grow coffee in the future. So coffee is one of those things that if we don't, take care of the lands that we have to farm, there will be a time where there won't be any land to farm for coffee. So, we've got to kind of make sure we're doing it the right way, and it's a reusable, renewable resource opposed to something that's, gone tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah. Well, you seem very knowledgeable about the coffee bean and in the industry. How did you get your passion for coffee?
Well, I didn't even know I liked coffee all that much till a trip to Costa Rica. Friends of my wife's ended up down there. They were, fantastic coffee region. And you just kind of get an appreciation for quality coffee. So when we were down there, it was the first time I realized that I actually like coffee without sugar and cream and everything in it. There's levels to it, and when you get to some really good coffee, it's hard to go back.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened, I guess.
Great. So what's your favorite coffee?
My favorite coffee is going to be like an espresso or an Americano, just a strong coffee. One of my house roast or the Nordic blends are what we do pretty typically for our drip coffee. I don't like a lot of sweeteners in my coffee. We don't add a lot of sweeteners even to our lattes. The sweeteners, the vanilla, the caramel will be there, but we want the coffee to be the main flavor. We enjoy the flavor of our coffee, so we're not going to try to cover it up with a bunch of sweeteners. I like the darker coffees, the stronger coffees, I would say, like an Americano or espresso shots or something like that.
And now there's a trend with iced coffee. Do you see a lot of demand for that?
Oh yeah, I mean if the sun comes out for a few hours, we get a little rush on iced coffee. But yeah, we do a really good iced coffee. Unlike a lot of the big box stores, we actually ice our real coffee opposed to a powdered mix that gets mixed into water to make an iced coffee drink. So just high quality, high caffeine coffee.
Very good. Well, I noticed you've got some great snacks and different breakfast items here. Tell us a little bit about the food choices that you have.
Yeah, I mean everything we've got, we've sourced from local bakeries. We've got donuts from the Looney Baker down the street. We got bagels from a place in Oxford. Our macaroons come from a bakery out of Wixom. We got a Ferndale bakery that does all of our vegan stuff. We just try to find high quality stuff, companies that have a similar, I guess, trying to do things the right way, high quality products, local products. Just try to staff the store or staff the shelves with stuff that people enjoy.
Great, good. Yeah, it's nice to support local business.
Yeah, I feel like
a local business supporting local businesses.
Yeah, that's what people want to see. They don't want to see another big box store, another corporation from somewhere else selling something from somewhere else. I feel like people want to try to get stuff from around them. And a lot of these places they might not know about, but then it'll bring a customer out to the Oxford shop where I get the bagels, or maybe somebody will stop by at the place out in Ferndale where we get the vegan stuff and kind of share the wealth, and hopefully they do the same. They're promoting us on their social media pages, letting them know that we carry their products, and we're letting people know where we got them from, and hopefully it just keeps going that way.
Yeah, well, that's great. Now, do you have any lunch items?
Yeah, we do soups, sandwiches, avocado toast. We got the bagels are stuffed, so some of the bagels you got like a bacon, egg, and cheese, bacon, jalapeno, and cream cheese. We're trying to add new stuff to the menu constantly. We got a few new things coming up soon. Just trying to, I guess, get a system down to where it can be consistent every time before we can get them on the menu.
Yeah, that's great. So the name Mugs Coffee and Grub, very unique, very descriptive. What was the vision behind that?
Well, I think me and the wife and the kids were kind of just trying to figure out something. One day we had a bunch of things written down, and I don't know exactly who came up with it first, but it kind of stuck with Mugs, and we just kind of added onto it from there. And I think once somebody said it, it was just kind of catchy, and I wanted to be a one name, like I just wanted to be a quick, where are you going, Mugs, opposed to being a long, complicated name, so I can just kind of stuck.
So Mel, this is certainly an interesting time to be starting business. You had to give that a lot of thought. Tell us, how you came about the timing on opening this.
Well, yeah, we gave it a lot of thought, me and the wife. Just there's a lot going on coming out of the pandemic at the other place, just discussing if it was, the right time or not. But I feel like for us, it was the right time. We had everything ready to go. We had a good business plan going out of Farmington. It was just a matter of, obviously it was a scary decision, but I feel like if we do it right and make it a community-oriented place, then it'll work. It's not. We're depending on word of mouth, quality products, and just kind of hoping that the White Lake Highland area wants something like that, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's fantastic. No, that's great. So you're a new member of the Huron Valley Chamber of Commerce. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I understand there was a ribbon cutting out here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we had one the first Saturday in March. Went real well. Had a lot of people from the community, friends, family, customers. We had some people came out from the Farmington location that were customers from out there to join us at our ribbon cutting out here. So it was a good time.
Yeah, that's
good
great.
Weather.
That's great. So has the chamber been supportive?
Yeah, chamber's been great. We've got a lot of people come in, other business owners that heard about us through the chamber. Just getting the word out on the emails and stuff, I feel like it's gonna help us a lot.
Yeah.
Just getting the name out. We're not doing a ton of advertisement. It's going to be word of mouth. So every person that finds out about us comes in, hopefully has a great experience, tells a friend, and goes from there. So.
Good. Yeah, you've got an excellent location here in the Town Center Plaza, and good visibility on the road, so that has to help.
Yeah, it does. We got our signs coming soon. I was told by the sign people they should be done early next month. So we'll have 2 big signs up, so we'll definitely get our name out on the road. And the plaza's been awesome. There's a lot of people that come in here for shopping from all over to the Marshalls and the JCPenney's. It's kind of a destination shop for people around the area. And hopefully we can be a destination stop while they're here.
Yeah, fantastic. So you mentioned the industrial feel that you have in here. I mean, it really has a great feel. I think once people come in, they'll gravitate to this. But talk about how you decorated this.
Yeah, I just kind of tried to find things that I like, that I would put in my house, that I feel like, weren't very commercial, or, something that you didn't see anywhere. I had a lot of the stuff made. My benches were made, I have a place on Etsy, found a local guy. The signs that we had were made by local people on an Etsy website, just try to find people's, individual art that we have stuck up all over the place, and just try to give it a small town feel, somewhere you'd be into somebody's basement or somebody's game room or something like that, opposed to just walking into a coffee shop, I guess.
Yeah. And of course, the smells are great.
Yeah, it's hard to get over that.
Yeah. What a nice place to work. I've also noticed some people come in here and they work and they'll have meetings and such. Has it turned out to be a gathering place?
It has, yeah. We've had a lot of people come in. I mean, we don't have a huge footprint, for space for a lot of people, but there's a couple of different spots where 5, 6, 7 people can hang out, and we get a lot of people in the mornings come out and meet girlfriends or meet friends or some business meetings and stuff like that. So it's kind of what we were going for, and it feels good that it's actually starting. People like to come up here and do that, meet a friend up here or whatever.
Yeah, that's great. So, and you live local?
Yeah, we live down on Highland and 59, Duck Lake and 59.
Okay, went to schools locally as well. So, yeah, nice to be able to set up a business in your own, local area.
Yeah, it does feel good. The kids go to school around here, so that's kind of what we wanted, something to where, when they do end up at the high school, there's, maybe they could work here one day, or their friends, or it's just kind of something that hopefully the area takes as kind of part of their own, and hopefully we can be part of that.
Yeah, well, fantastic. Well, Mal, it's certainly been a pleasure to visit with you today, and your passion for coffee certainly shows through. And to have an independent coffee location in our community is really special. So we appreciate you being here.
Well, thank you.
I know the community will come out and support you, and thank you again for your time today. We have the pleasure of being with Dave and Renee Ellis out at the CarStars Ellis Brothers Collision Shop in Milford. And we're in their showroom today. This is a real treat. Thanks for the invitation. And Dave, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got in this business.
Oh, well, I was in retail for a long, long time and found myself out of a job back in 1999. And I could have gone any direction, but the road I took was cars. I just love cars. And so I started a business called Complete Automotive Restoration, and we did minor scratch and dent removal at your home, at your office, but mostly on a wholesale level for dealerships. And that just kind of kept growing and growing. And finally I joined the chamber back in 2014, I think.
Great.
So that's how it all started. It evolved into this that you see today, the full collision shop, ICAR Gold Class certified, which we're very proud of. And now we're independent franchisee for the CarStar Corporation. They're one of the largest collision-related franchises in the world, with about 3,500 stores in North America, including Canada.
Yeah, sounds like a great affiliation.
Oh, it saved us during COVID. We're really, really happy that we made that decision right before, in the fall of 2019 is when we joined.
Yeah, great. Well, it sounds like service is the foundation of your company and your background. Tell us what makes Ellis Brothers Collision different than other collision shops.
Well, we're enthusiastic. We're enthusiasts. We're car guys and gals from the front all the way to back. I mean, as soon as you walk into our showroom, you know that this is nothing you've ever seen before. You're looking into my brain when you walk in to the shop. And of course, Renee helped me put it all together. But the other thing, besides the attitude and the enthusiasm, is the length to which we've gone to train our people and the investment that we've made in all the latest tools and technologies so that you get a complete, a safe, high-quality repair when you bring your car here. That's what really sets us apart, is we've invested the time and the money to get the tools and the technology so that we can make sure the repair's done right the first time, really.
That's wonderful.
Thanks.
Well, certainly when you walk in, it has a different feel in the showroom, and your shop is extremely clean. So obviously that's
Most
an
of the
important.
time.
Yeah, well, you're working back there as well.
Absolutely.
But what would a customer expect when they come to pick up their car?
Well, we hope that you will be floored when you see your car, because we'll clean it inside and out. But not just that, all the gaps are going to be correct. The paint is going to match. It's going to look like it never happened. Like whatever that accident was, it's not there anymore. And all of your features work. Like when you pick up your car, I will be out there with you, and let's say it's a rear end hit that we fixed. I will stand behind your car and I will ask you to put it in reverse and make sure those sensors are going beep, 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 and that the camera can see me behind the vehicle, and that all the lights are working. It's all the little details. Now, I'm not saying we're perfect, because we're not, but we try that hard because we're enthusiasts. We love what we do. Every day we come to this job because we love it so much.
Yeah.
And I hope that's what you'll see, is you'll see a clean car where everything works and everything fits and looks beautiful.
Wonderful. Well,
Yeah.
I know that with Renee being here and your daughter is busy working.
Yeah, Steph is here. Yeah.
Stephanie's in the back.
She's in the back right now.
Yeah,
but-
so it's a family-run business, so tell us a little bit about that.
Well, we joined the chamber back in 2013, and we started thinking about this business back in 2014 or 2015. And when we joined the chamber, I became an ambassador, as you know, for the Chamber of Commerce. I say I, but the truth of the matter is that Renee was there with me every step of the way. We went to all of the events. It was our money that we gave to sponsor these events like Brewed in Michigan, or the Currents Music Festival, or Milford Memories, yeah. And so Renee was with me every time we went somewhere. And of course, she works here 1 or 2 evenings a week, plus Saturday she's in here doing all of the books. And Renee has a full-time job. And she does all the cooking, and she does all the cleaning. Well, I mean, you write the check for the cleaners, right?
That counts.
That counts. I mean, you wrote the check, so, I mean, and for that, I really do appreciate it, And of course, my daughter is working here today, just part-time. She's got a full-time gig doing hair. And my youngest daughter's boyfriend does all of our commercials. He's amazing with a drone and amazing in editing, so, I mean, he also did a 30-second, maybe it was a 1-minute spot for the Milford Car Show, which we sponsor, and I'm the chairperson for the next 4 years. I say I am, but I mean we are, because
It's a good team.
Absolutely. Well,
Right.
it takes a village to put this show on. It really does. So yeah, and both my daughters will work the car show with us, and they'll help out at other Milford events.
Wonderful. Yeah, so I see both you and Renee at a lot of events. Talk a little bit about the car show. That's an important activity in downtown Milford.
I mean, I feel like we're the perfect couple to be the chairperson for that show. I really do, because it takes so much time to put it on. And if you think it's tough trying to find people to come work for you, and you're going to pay them good money, imagine how difficult it is finding people to come work for free at the car show. Well, that's exactly what we have to do. And we are surrounded by some of the greatest people in this town that'll volunteer their time, not just day of show, but up to and including the show. And I mean, they have to be there at 5 o'clock in the morning just to help set up downtown Main Street. So it's a combination of people who are in safety gear in the dark with flashlights, kind of corralling all these guys who show up early, because this is a first come, first serve car show, as you well know. So if you're first in line, you get first pick of the best spot to park your car, and usually they want to be right downtown. So we have that challenge to work with. We want to make sure our volunteers have all of the equipment, and that we have a plan in place so that we don't bottleneck any of Milford, because it's a Sunday and there are churchgoers and there's people who have lives. So we want to make sure that that all goes well. And of course, we have entertainment. We have sponsors. A lot of the local merchants will donate time, they'll donate money, they'll donate gift cards, just to help make sure all the people who attend have a great time. And it's usually, as you well know, it's usually a sunny day in September. It's always a third Sunday in September, which this year it's the 18th. You should write that down, Jack.
Absolutely.
Okay, put that
Nope,
on
I
your
have it on my calendar.
Yes, sir,
Yep.
Bob. Hope to see you there. You know, and just come out, enjoy some live music and some of the coolest cars you can lay eyes on.
Yeah. Well, we're fortunate in the Huron Valley area, there's a lot of car enthusiasts, so.
Amen to that.
Yeah, that's why they stack them up and down Main Street, so. That's wonderful.
Absolutely.
So, Renee, with some
Central
of the chamber events that take place, what's one of your favorite outside of the car show?
Wow, I'd have to say Milford Memories is probably got it. I mean, that, that tops almost everything. And I think the car show was definitely, that would be the second thing, I think. They put on so many great things. But Milford Memories, I mean, you really can't beat that, I mean, it's a whole weekend thing, and there's so much work put into that, and, so many great vendors come out, and that's got to be my favorite for sure.
Yeah, it's a wonderful event, again, put on by the Huron Valley
Absolutely.
Chamber of Commerce.
Yep.
And I know both of you sponsor that, and I know you volunteer. I've seen you in your shirts, so.
I poured a beer or two, my friend.
Well, and you're very good at it.
Thanks, man. I'm pretty good at pouring beer. What can I say?
Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, tell us a little bit about the decor in this, in the showroom.
Well, thanks for asking. This is, do you remember the day that we had all of this stuff and the walls were a blank canvas?
I do.
And we were trying to figure out what and how are we going to make this work? Well, the bottom line is that everything that you see on the walls was laid out on the floor, and we just tried to make it make sense. We have three main stories that we're telling here. We have the Dale Earnhardt Shrine here in the corner, which you can't see on camera, but there's everything from a .22 rifle with the number 3 on it to a toothbrush and everything in between. And the second collection that I like to call it is the family photos. People always ask me, Dave, what did you look like when you were 9 years old? Well, right there in the middle, number 15, now you know what I look like when I was 9 years old, okay? So we've crossed that one off the list, Jack. And then finally, we've got a collection here of pinup girls and others, things like that from the 50s. And then beyond everything else, it's just we've picked up gas pumps everywhere we've gone. We picked up Rosie the Robot Maid from the Jetsons cartoon. I don't know if you remember it. That piece is made out of Harley Davidson parts. We found that at the Milford Memories Festival. We just wanted it to be car related, and I think I said earlier, you're really looking inside our brains when you walk into our showroom and see the neon and see the 50s diner kind of feel.
Yeah, well, it certainly has a wonderful feel, and we're fortunate to have your business here in our community and both of you as supporters of the community. So I want to thank you for your time and your hospitality today.
Thank you very much for allowing us to showcase our shop.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jack.
Well, what better way to wrap up our segment today than to have an evening at the movies? And we're here at the Milford Independent Cinema with our guest, Chad Brodnick. And Chad is one of the board members here, so thank you for inviting us.
Oh, it's glad to be here.
Yeah, very good. So this is an amazing facility, and to be able to have something like this in our hometown is really special. So tell me how this all got started. What was the genesis of all of this?
Well, obviously COVID was very difficult on many businesses as that got started, and the cinema that the Henn family started nearly 50 years ago was no exception to that. And unfortunately ended up having to kind of close down. And a local businessman in town, Ryan Wiltsey, really is also a big film buff, and started to get the idea that it would be a shame for something like this to go away, and started to look at how could we potentially save this small town single theater or single screen theater, and started to get a group of people together and said, well, maybe we can do it as a nonprofit and really not only provide entertainment, but find other ways to give back to the community. And it really kind of started from there.
Absolutely. No, that's wonderful. Well, it's certainly unique for a theater to be nonprofit. So how does that work and how does that look?
Yeah, you're right. You typically don't think nonprofit when you think movie theater. And honestly, I think it's one of those things that it does help by being a nonprofit, helps us keep our costs down. We're not out to drive certain margins or anything. We're really out to provide an entertainment opportunity and venue for our community. And so everything that we do make above and beyond our expenses goes right back into the theater or to the community in some way. And I think that's one of the things that's great about it, is because we're able to do joint ventures with other businesses in town. We've done dinner and a movie nights with Union 212, and we've done all these different things that I think contribute to growing that community feeling and growing that community involvement. But it does take money to run, and in the very beginning when we were getting started, we did have a lot of opportunities for donations because we did really want to bring the theater more current, and it was not by lack of desire, but just lack of available funds and stuff previously. And so we did invest we replaced the seating in here. We added, excuse me, we added some sound deadening. We upgraded the sound system. We upgraded the projector. So we now get that full, deep, rich theater sound with two subwoofers, and you get the bright, crystal clear picture on the projector and on the film when you're watching. So even though it is seemingly a smaller, single screen theater, you really do get that big theater, movie experience when you come in. You get to feel the sound, and you get to really get engrossed in the story that's being told. And so we had an awful lot of opportunities for those donations and that support. And all of the stuff that goes on, we continue to really strive to continue those donations because they do keep us going. They do help us make improvements as we continue to go. Because just like any business, you always have that list of things that you need to do and want to do next. And we're no different. We have that. And I'm very glad to be part of an organization that's able to reinvest everything back into it.
Well, we're so fortunate to have this theater in our community, and it's got a great history here as well. The support that the community provides and the businesses is absolutely critical. So that's great.
It really does. Yeah, this will mark 50 years since the theater originally opened this spring. So we're going to have a celebration for that too.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for keeping it going. Well, I grew up in Milford, so I remember coming to the theater and getting my popcorn and beverage and watching all the movies. So it's great that our children are now able to experience that as well.
Yeah.
So tell us some of the events that you have that take place here and different things that you do.
Sure. Obviously we show first run movies, and that's typically our Wednesday evenings through Saturday, Sunday. We do Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. We do a single show in the evenings around 7 o'clock. And then we do two shows on Sundays and Saturdays at 4 and 7 o'clock. But outside of that, we offer the theater up for rentals and special events like birthday parties or any kind of gathering. We've done live music and things here, so people can rent it out for that. But aside from even those things, we offer things to the community with independent film appreciation nights, or we also do like trivia nights, and those things are either reduced or no admission fee that come in. We do those generally once a month or every other month. We've got a series of films throughout this year called 1980 Tuesdays, where we're highlighting a different genre film that was released in 1982. And so those are generally on Tuesday nights that we're doing it. So we continue to try to find ways to not only show those first run movies that everybody loves to come and see, but also some things that maybe you would never have seen on a big screen before, because they just were not available, or you know, the larger theaters don't show.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's wonderful. So I know when this program was getting started, and the board is a nonprofit group, correct?
It is, yes.
Yeah. So I know a large part of that was to get sponsors and to get assistance to help getting this going. So tell us about sponsorship and what opportunities there are with that.
Yeah, for sure. There's several different ways to get involved and either sponsor or provide donations to the theater. One of the big ones is each movie that comes out, we get a sponsor. So a business, or we even have some individuals or families that have sponsored films in the past. Periodically, we'll have other larger sponsorship opportunities if, for example, we need to upgrade. So in the very beginning, we had a lot of opportunities. We had different companies and individuals that would sponsor a row of the seats here, you know, to help with a lot of those. We have local business and another family that sponsors the theater room, the projector room, and all sorts of different things like that. But you can also buy, we have Milford Independent Cinema memberships, and you can get a single membership, a double or a two-person membership, or even a family of up to 4, and they're $50, $80, and $100. And that provides you $1 off all of your tickets when you come in and show your card. It also gives you 20% off of standard concessions and 10% off some of our specialty concessions from local providers, as well as other businesses in town will provide some sort of discount for being a member of the Milford Independent Cinema as well. And so that's another way that we really encourage, because not only do you get something from it, but then it also helps support the cinema.
Yeah, well, that's certainly important as you get an opportunity to help support and maintain this facility. So.
Yeah, definitely. And being a nonprofit, you know, everything that we make goes back into the theater or into providing events for the community. So, for example, those evenings that we do, the no admission movie showings, you know, those are ways we can give back. We've done other sensory sensitive. So a lot of times there's different children or people that have, you know, are very sensitive to loud noises, loud lights and things. And so we'll show we'll show in the theater a movie for those kids that the lights are on a little brighter, the sound is turned down a little bit so it's not as loud, and we've had really great turnout for those as well. And those are other things that we do to try to help with the community.
Yeah, wonderful. Well, I know your board is made up of a number of people that are extremely active in this community, and I'm sure it takes a lot of volunteer hours and a lot of hard work to put this on. So tell us a little bit about that.
It definitely does. We have 11 board members that all are local and you know, have day jobs, but are very passionate about this. But we do survive really off of volunteers, and we have one employee that's our general manager, and everything else that's done is done through volunteers. So where we really encourage, and we have signups through our website, is to help with running the movie shifts when they show on those weeknights and weekends. And those opportunities, we ask you to help. They come clean up. They get to help run concessions, which is always fun. And then, you know, some cleanup at the end. But yeah, it's all driven off of the volunteers that come in and help. And sometimes we'll have other drives with some help to help set up for special events or things. But yeah, it's really all driven by that. And we've been very fortunate that the Milford and the surrounding community has been very, very supportive. And you know, typically we have volunteers that we need for pretty much every show, and that's great, and we encourage that to keep happening.
Yeah, no, that is wonderful. And it's great that we have this special place in our community, and and it's very family-friendly and enjoyable place to see a movie.
It definitely is. Most of the movies that we try, our first-run movies, our goal is to have them be very, you know, family-oriented, you know, family-friendly style movies. Every now and then we may show one that's a little bit more of an adult theme, and if it has an R rating, we always make sure to really highlight that, so we don't want anyone to come in and be surprised, because we do normally show your, you know, PG or family-friendly movies. But our website has been completely redone, and it's very current, and you can find all the information on that with regard to the shows, the ratings, the times, anything like that.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Good. Well, and if I'm interested in sponsoring a movie or some other way to support the theater, How would I go about doing that?
Yeah, it's really easy. You can go to our website, which is milfordcinema.org, and right on those front pages there are links for sponsorships, for donations, volunteering. It will take you there, as well as obviously our tickets and movie times. But you can go on to those, click those individual links from there, and it will give you a form to fill out that will either come back to you, we'll call you and respond. Donations, you can go right on. There's usually like PayPal or Square that we offer there for donations and sponsorships as well. So it's really, really simple, and it's greatly appreciated. You can always also email the cinema or give a call and leave a message if we're busy showing a movie or in between times, and we'll of course reach out to you with anything as well.
Great, great. So lastly, when you walk in here, it has this great popcorn smell. I mean, it just brings you right into the theater. That's all been remodeled. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so obviously we put a lot of attention into the screening room, and we really wanted to get this, as great of a facility as it is. But we also did renovate the lobby and do some improvements with the concessions area and such as well, and kind of reconfigured all of that to make it much, much easier to flow of people coming in and going out, because as you can imagine, any movie theater, it's kind of everybody right in the beginning, and then it's slower, and then everybody at the end. So we want to make sure that we have the opportunity for people to really feel welcome, come in, but also have a nice experience just getting all of their popcorn and greeting all of our friendly volunteers that are out there helping serve the popcorn and candy, and then in a way that's easy for them to flow and then come right in and relax.
Well, I also noticed you feature products from local businesses here as well.
We do. We have some chocolates from some local vendors. We also have some vegan cookies that we supply from another local vendor here in Milford. And it's really great to participate with those. It gets them exposure. It also helps give us a wider range of choices that all of our patrons can choose from when they want a snack during the film.
Yeah, well, that's terrific. Great. Well, Chad, thank you for your commitment to the Milford Independent Cinema, and to all the board members as well for bringing this or keeping this in our community. With that, I think we should let the show begin.
Sounds good to me.
Very
Thank you.
good. Thank you.
Thanks for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed your Huron Valley Chamber today. This is a production of HVS TV at Huron Valley Schools. This was made possible in partnership with the Huron Valley Chamber of Commerce and WOCA, the Western Oakland County Cable Communications Authority. Tune in for new episodes soon, and remember to support your local businesses.